Hey, everybody. I'm going to try to simplify this question that I get all the time. Should I contribute to the Roth 401k or the traditional 401k? And this really applies to anybody trying to contemplate Roth conversions or anything revolving around should I pay taxes now or should I pay taxes later? So, taxes are at the center of this question. So, let's look at these tax brackets. This is 2023. I have a zero tax bracket because that's your standard deduction. If you itemize, great, you got some more zero taxation in your situation. But very few people actually itemize these days because those standard deductions are huge. $13,850 single, $27,700 joint. Okay, so if you're over 65, you have a little boost to those as well. So that means from 0 to 13,000 single, 0 to 27,000, that income is taxed at 0. If you had $1 extra, that $1 will be taxed at 10%. And these tax brackets, these percentages you see are changing in 2026. Okay, 2025 is going to be the last year. That's the sunset clause on these tax brackets. 12 will go to 15, 22 will go to 25, and then some more tweaks on the higher end as well. Those are the tax brackets we had before the tax relief, 7, 8 years ago that was put in place. So now from 13.8 to 24, or married people 27 to 49, that's taxed at 10. 24 to 58 is taxed at 12. For married couples, that's 49 to 117. Okay, now we jump over that, we jump 10% taxation immediately. So a lot of people need to understand that that's really that low income family and retiree tax brackets. They think being the powers that be, IRS, whoever, 58,000 is enough for a single person and 117 is enough for a married couple. You jump over that income, you start, not all your income, you start paying 22% taxes. So for single people, 58 to 109 is taxed at 22%. 117, got my hands all switched around here. 117 to 218 is taxed at 22 for married couples. And then we hit 24. So again, 109 to 195. Then it jumps to 32, 35, and 37. So what does this mean to us? Well, this will answer all of your questions on whether to utilize Roth or to utilize the traditional pre-tax deferred taxation IRA 401k. First, if you're in the 12% or less tax bracket, meaning if you're single and your total income is 58,000 or less, married 117 or less, just contribute to Roth, forget the traditional, choose to pay the taxes now. Because then from there on out, it'll be tax-free. All the growth will be tax-free. You go into retirement, you're going to have a wonderful tax-free retirement. Okay, so if your life is living within 58 or 117, Roth is your best friend. You want to pay those lower tax brackets. Okay, next, I call it the gray area. If you're in the 22 and 24% tax brackets, if your total income as a single person is over $58,000, under $195,000, or for married couples, then we've got $117,000. So over 117 all the way to 391. I call this the gray area. If you're going to be on the higher end, wealthier type people in retirement, making way more than 100 grand a year in retirement, big pensions, big social securities, lots of big mountain of IRA money, well, then maybe Roth is something we start considering, okay? But if you're going to be living within that 12% tax bracket, again, judge this based on today's dollars, because yes, inflation occurs, but so do these tax brackets. These tax brackets, these buckets get bigger and bigger and bigger every year, okay? So we need to look at this based on the world today, based on the value of the dollar today. Are you living, for a single person, 58,000 to 195? Are you married, 117 to 391? Is that the real world for you? then it's a judgment call based on how wealthy you're going to be in retirement. Looking at these tax brackets, we make judgment calls based on that. If you've already got millions in your 401k traditional pre-tax, then maybe we start looking at diversifying that with Roth in these areas. And then there's people that are in the 30+% tax brackets. And honestly, just straight across the board, unless we're talking billionaires, we're talking about people that are in their absolute prime earning years, knocking it off the planet, and you want to defer taxation. You most likely will have less income in retirement, and you would rather pay 10, 12, 22, even 24% than choosing to pay the 30s. All right. So this makes it a lot easier for people. If you're 58,000 or less, 117,000 or less, single or married, then you're contributing to Roth. If you're in the 22 and 24% tax brackets, that's the gray area. It's a judgment call based on how much IRA money you already have, how much income you're going to have in retirement. And then there's the ones knocking it off the planet. Look, who wants to pay 30+% taxation? Nobody does. So defer that taxation to a day when you're not paying that much. And yes, there can be arguments of we're going to see a lot higher taxation in the US and all. I'm not working off of speculation. I'm working off the rules that we have, the rules that we know, the sunset clause on these tax brackets, all of the above. But I don't get into the speculative side of what things could be 20 years from now, 30 years from now, 10 years from now. Okay. Work with what you know, work within the rules as you see them. I know we have a lot of fears of taxation going up, but it's hard to get reelected if you raise taxes. So understand that there's an underlying pressure all the time to keep this taxation either unchanged or secret little taxes put into places where people don't notice them. These main tax brackets, most of us are all paying attention to, and it's very unfavorable for re-election to change the stuff we see. So keep that in mind. Hopefully that helps the understanding of when to utilize Roth, when to use the traditional side of the 401k. There's always gray area or exceptions to these rules. Please understand that. Give us a call if you have a unique situation or have questions on this. Comment below, like the video, share the video. Make sure that we utilize this as much as possible, because honestly, it's the 20, 30, 40-year-olds that need to see videos like this. And usually it's people getting close to retirement that are watching the videos. So share them with your kids. Spread the knowledge out there, and hopefully I can help more people. All right. Thanks again. Keep the questions coming, and always happy to help. Give us a call, shoot us an email. Happy to help. Thanks. Bye.